Hi, my name is Sida Blankenberg and I'm a development officer at WineMe. This video you're about to watch is an interview I conducted with Dianne Gibson and Marian from Leeds Youth Justice Service about a case they've worked on which involved participants who spoke English as an additional language. Lisa was walking home from work one day when she was attacked by two young people. She later had the opportunity to meet them in a restorative meeting, which gave her the closure she needed. Enjoy.
At Leeds Youth Justice Service, we, as victim liaison officer, we routinely contact all victims when a young person has got an outcome, either from court or an out of court disposal. So it would be my role to find the victim details and contact that victim to offer them choices within that process.
In this case, I was a case manager for one of the young people, and I was co-working with another case manager to the other young person that was in this incident. Because I have Romanian as my first language, and these young people, they were speaking Romanian as well. We didn't use an interpreter, and I was the one to facilitate interpreting in both parts of the meeting with our victim.
So we do have a lot of discussion around who should be present at those meetings, but in this case we felt that it would be beneficial for the young people to have their parents there.
So yes, I was there mainly for the parents because both of the children, they are in school even today, and they've been in the English school system for a few years, and they know how to speak and how to read in English. So my main reason to interpret was for the parents because they have very big difficulties with English. They come, both of the families come from the Gypsy Roma community in Romania. So Romanian was their second language, but they had no issues with Romanian, and English would have been their third language. But of course, it helped the children as well, because there might be some terminology or some words they wouldn't understand.
Part of our normality in Leeds, we have a very, very diverse culture within Leeds, with it being a big city. It wouldn't have been my first thought, oh no, we need an interpreter. It's built into that process. But we have quite a lot of Eastern European young people within the area, within a specific area in Leeds. And I think because Marian is regular, it is there all the time for us, and was as an interpreter, it was always Marian that came. It was always him that was available.
As far as I know, because I've been working for the service as an interpreter for a few years, as I said before joining. And the reason I was preferred, it was not only because I was available, but because I've tried to make a connection, a different type of connection than just an interpreter who goes to work and he will translate words. And because I've seen that a lot of these children having different barriers, it wasn't just the language barrier, it was the cultural barrier, it was the environmental barrier. They came from villages in Romania, and they couldn't, if you would have translated just blankly what the professional was saying, they wouldn't have understood. They would have nodded, they would have made you think that I understand, just to go on and move on and finish the session, but they wouldn't. So I think that's what made me want to become part of the service, because I had leeway from the professionals, because I realized they don't understand. Can I explain it to them maybe once more, maybe in a different way, try to go to their level of knowledge of language and their abilities of understanding. And that made me become more part of their world. And in a way, I built a relationship with a lot of them. So I knew that I need to break it down. I need to make them understand. And when I did this with people, the results were sensational, because you could see that they have reaction, they think about things, they can have answers that can amaze you. So usually I use consecutive interpreting, and because I did it for a long time, I have the ability to memorize a little bit more than others probably. Because another thing, it's very important, the momentum. If the person feels something and he needs to say it, I try to push myself as much as I can, so I let them say as much as they can. If I feel like the jar is filling, I would stop and I will try to translate. And for an interpreter, for someone to speak 1 minute, it is huge. It is a lot. Usually 10 seconds, 20 seconds maximum, and you need to translate because you forget.
We didn't need to translate for the actual young person, so the victim, and that was the person who the victim wanted to speak to. So you know, that was the direct eye contact communication between the two of them. It flowed really well, because there were times when Marian was able to just, you know, talk quietly to the parents, and there were times when there were specific questions that needed translating.
I will always remember that meeting because it was full of meanings and full of good emotions, of things that will stay with us for all the time probably. And I'm happy that she opened, as I said. That's why restorative practice is so good, because it opens themes, and it opens a way to start fresh. And as I said, facing the truth and seeing things how they are, so we can move forward.